Welcome to Inner Sculpting. Today we are going to start Book of Esther. God raises up unique women who relentlessly hear God's voice and pursue His will. God's power and provision are the central points of this book. God was protecting His people and working out His plan for them even when they are captives under hostile rule. God's power is seen in the overthrow of Israel's enemies. It is important to note that God used human beings to accomplish His purpose rather than doing it directly Himself. We must be ready at all times to do as God directs, regardless of our situation. So, the Book of Esther tells us about the changing event that took place after the Persians had destroyed Babylon, while many Jews were still living as captives in Babylon. The story concerns a young Jewish woman named Esther, who became part of the Persian king Xerxes, or we call King Ahasuerus. And in this story, Haman, an evil official of the king, sought to destroy the Jews because he was insulted when Esther's cousin did not bow down to him. But Esther tactfully intervened and saved her people from this fate. Haman was executed, and after some civil strife, things quieted down once more. This remarkable deliverance of the Jews was celebrated by a feast called Purim, which remains till to this day. Here, Esther is the star of this book. Esther means star. Her Hebrew name was the name Hadassah, which means myrtle. And myrtle is a tree that species puts out a flower that is like a starburst. So, something that there is a relation between these two names. But really, she is the star of this book. But God is behind her. God is giving her protection. God is giving her provision. And the beauty of this book is, though God is not apparently in the book, God is in the book, in the whole book of Bible. He's just not overtly in the book, not in a miraculous way, not in an audible way, not in a part the Red Sea kind of a way or a manna come from heaven kind of a way, but He is behind the scenes and He moves all the scenes by standing behind. You won't find His name in this book, but you will find the characteristics of God in this book, the characteristic of providence. God's providence is different than His miracles. God intervening in human affairs is a miracle, as said in Romans 8:28. To those who love God are called according to His purpose. Is it? He takes the affairs of normal everyday human life, decisions that people make, laws that politicians pass, accidents that seem to happen, and He moves in those things so that all things work together for good. So let's move on to the story now.